I want to get you out the door with every result from every league in under 15 minutes, so that you're more informed about what's going on in the world of sports.
Hey TJ, what's going on? I'm Chandler and this is Tiger Beat Sports.
Hey everybody, I'm Chandler Sports and this is the Sport Report.
And I'm Chandler and this is Tiger Beat Sports. Welcome to a special edition of this all crazy sport newscast.
Broadcasting from somewhere in the United States.
Hit it, Blaze.
This is the Sport Report.
Monday, June 3rd, 2019.
Hey everybody, I'm Chandler with Sports, and this is the Sport Report. It's time to get you caught up on what's happening in the world of sports. This is Top of the Order.
In a year that has been so improbable, the impossible has happened.
This is Top of the Order.
Our top story comes from Toronto, where the Toronto Raptors led early, but they fell late. Golden State wins Game 2 109-104. Draymond Green was an assist shy of a triple-double for Golden State, 17 points, 10 rebounds, and 9 assists for the big man for the Warriors. Kawhi Leonard had 34 points, including 14 rebounds. He was one of 4 double-digit scorers for Toronto. Golden State also had 4 double-digit scores. Steph Curry did not score 30 points in this game. He had 23 points in total. Klay Thompson had 25 before he left in the fourth due to a hamstring problem. Toronto led by 12 at one point in the first half, and then it all turned on its head. Golden State went on a 20-0 run, including an 18-0 run to start the second half. That 20-0 run is the longest run in NBA Finals history. It put the Warriors out in front by as many as 13, and from there, it was all Golden State. Toronto made it interesting late. Kawhi Leonard was 16 of 16 from the free throw line, only player in NBA Finals history to go 100% from the free throw line with that many attempts. Here's one more stat for you. The Golden State Warriors made 22 field goals in the second half and assisted on all of them. Only the 2005 Spurs have done that in NBA Finals history, minimum 20 attempts and a half. Game 3 will be Wednesday night at Oracle Arena in Oakland. That's at 9 p.m. Eastern on ABC. Tonight in the NHL, Game 4 of the Stanley Cup Final will take place in St. Louis. The Boston Bruins lead the St. Louis Blues 2-1. They're 2 games away from winning the Stanley Cup for the second time in 8 years. That'll be on NBC at 8 p.m. Eastern. Do the Blues come back and tie the series, or will the Boston Bruins take it, lead 3-1, and head back to the Garden on Thursday night to clinch the Stanley Cup? In the Giro d'Italia, a quick overview of the Giro d'Italia. First Ecuadorian to win it, Richard Carapaz. He won the Giro d'Italia after the time trial in Verona earlier yesterday. He finished ahead of Italian Vincenzo Nibali and other riders. The next Grand Tour, which is the Giro d'Italia, Le Tour de France, and the Vuelta a España, those will take place later in the summer. The Tour de France is in July. That'll be a lot of fun. We'll have Sport Report cycling correspondent Tyler Corbo on during Le Tour de France so we can get an update as to what's going on across the pond. Now we transition to the last sport on the night, Major League Baseball.
High fly ball into right field. She is gone! And Carlton Fisk had a lot of little boy in him right there.
Little roller up along first. Behind the bag. It gets through Buckner. Here comes Knight and the Mets win it.
Touch 'em all, Joe. Home run! Mike Piazza!
Jeter backhands from the outfield grass. Got it! Man, what a play!
Now from Major League Baseball.
15 games in Major League Baseball will start in Baltimore, where 2 of the worst teams in Major League Baseball faced off yesterday. San Francisco Giants 8, Baltimore Orioles 1. Jeff Samardzija is 3-4 on the year, the 3.61 ERA. He got smashed in his last outing, so this helped him in his ERA and his stats. Brandon Crawford had a 2-home run game versus the Baltimore Orioles yesterday for San Francisco. Minnesota Twins 9, Tampa Bay Rays 7. Jake Odorizzi struck out 9 Tampa Bay Rays players who had a chance to close the gap on the New York Yankees. The Rays had a chance to close the gap to the Yankees in the AL East, and the Yankees had a chance to extend the lead over the Rays in the AL East. Neither did what they were intending to do at the start of the day. We'll get to Red Sox-Yankees at the end of the segment. Atlanta Braves 7, Detroit Tigers 4. Detroit didn't score their 4 runs until the 8th and 9th innings. Atlanta scored 4 of their 7 runs in the bottom half of the 8th. It was tied 3-3 3 heading into the home half of the 8th in Atlanta, and then Atlanta put on 4 in the bottom half of the 8th to ultimately win the game. Milwaukee Brewers 4, Pittsburgh Pirates 2. Zach Davies is 6-0 on the year for the Milwaukee Brewers, a 2.20 ERA. Those are some stellar numbers. He went 8+ innings, and that plus is intended to be there because he didn't record an out, but he did pitch into the 8th. Gets credit for the win. He had 2 earned runs allowed on 8 hits, 3 strikeouts for Davies. Lucas Giolito continues his awesome pitching performances as the Chicago White Sox win 2-0. Giolito is now 8-1 on the season for Chicago, as he has a 2.54 ERA to go along with that 8-1 record. Cleveland Indians and White Sox are now tied at 29-30. They sit 11.5 games back of the Minnesota Twins in the AL Central. The Twins have the best record in baseball at 40-18, ahead of the Dodgers at 41-19, and the Astros at 40-20. Texas Rangers 5, Kansas City Royals 1. The Rangers get the sweep, and they also win each game by 4 runs. Adrian Sampson struck out 11 Kansas City Royals en route to the victory. He pitched 7 innings, allowed 1 earned run on 8 hits. In 12 innings, Houston Astros 6, Oakland Athletics 4. Michael Brantley hit a go-ahead RBI single in the 12th to put the Astros ahead. They tacked on 1 more to win the game by 2. Arizona Diamondbacks 7, New York Mets 1. Steven Matz is 4-4 on the season with a sub-4 ERA for the Mets. Sterling Marte was the real story here as he helped the Diamondbacks win. He had a 482-foot homer, which is tied with Nomar Mazara of the Rangers for the longest home run in 2019. It's one of the longest that StatCast has ever recorded in its short history. LA Angels 13, Seattle Mariners 3. The Angels put the hurt on Seattle, who has really fallen off the wagon since their 13-2 start. They are 13-35 since that start. They're 25-37 for those doing math at home. The Angels put on 7 in the top half of the 2nd, 5 more in the top half of the 5th, and then 1 in the top half of the 6th. They win 13-3. Albert Pujols drove in 5 LA Angels in the game against Seattle. Marco Gonzalez was the losing pitcher for the Mariners. Washington Nationals 4, Cincinnati Reds 1. Max Scherzer struck out 15 Cincinnati Reds. It's his 6th all-time game of 15 strikeouts in a game. It's also his first career game where he has at least 15 strikeouts and no more than 1 walk. He pitched 8 innings for the Nationals in the victory. Colorado Rockies 5, Toronto Blue Jays 1. Chris Iannetta hit a 476-foot homer en route to the Colorado victory. Antonio Sensatella improves his record to 4-4 on the season. He still has a 5.33 ERA for the now winning Rockies. The Rockies have won 8 in a row. They're at 31-27 and climbing up the NL West leaderboard, but the Dodgers will be tough to catch. St. Louis Cardinals 2, Chicago Cubs 1. Adam Wainwright is 5-5 on the season for St. Louis. He pitched 8 shutout innings. Cubs added 1 in the 9th on John Gant, who got his 3rd save. Cardinals sweep the Cubbies in St. Louis. They will play again over the next couple of months, multiple times, as both of these teams will be fighting for the NL Central with the Brewers over the next few months before October baseball. LA Dodgers 8, Philadelphia Phillies nothing. The Phillies only had 3 hits on the afternoon. He only pitched 2/3 of an inning, but he allowed the first run, which is why he is credited with the loss. The Phillies bullpen imploded in the 7-run 8th inning for the Dodgers, who win 8-0. Miami Marlins 9, San Diego Padres 3. There were a bunch of bees in San Diego at Petco Park yesterday, resulted in a 28-minute delay. The Marlins ended up winning the game 9-3 after the delay. Finally, in the last game of the night, the Boston Red Sox defeated the New York Yankees 8-5. The Red Sox now sit 8.5 back of the Yankees, but this was a 4-game series that turned into a 3-game series after the rainout on Thursday. They'll make that up in a split doubleheader in early August. David Price is now 3-2 on the season for the Red Sox with a 2.83 ERA. CC Sabathia is 3-2 with a 3.61 ERA for the Yankees. The Red Sox might not have had as big of a lead if Yankees outfielder Clint Frazier hadn't made 3 crucial defensive mistakes while playing in the outfield. He made 3 mistakes in the 7th and 8th inning combined, which led to a couple of Red Sox runs. Clint Frazier has been filling in for Giancarlo Stanton and Aaron Judge in the outfield as both are on the IL, the injured list. So are a bunch of other New York Yankees. The Yankees may lead the AL East now, but they have not played the best of teams, hence why they're ahead so early. Their pitching staff could be in trouble, with CC Sabathia going on the IL and just coming off for his first start off the IL in this game against the Sox. This is CC Sabathia's last season as a pitcher in Major League Baseball, but the Yankees, you'd have to figure, have to find something to bolster that starting lineup and even the rotation. There have been talks of the executives, including Yankees GM Brian Cashman, using Clint Frazier as a name in a trade package to get a pitcher towards the July 31st trade deadline. After his defensive display, he's one of the worst defensive outfielders by statistics in Major League Baseball. That defensive display on national television, that might not happen anymore, but that remains to be seen. Clint Frazier was booed by the Yankee fans, and we can't repeat what they said due to this being a family-friendly show. Regardless, the Red Sox are on the upward trend. They're 30-29 now. The Yankees are at 38-20. Boston Red Sox 8, New York Yankees 5. That's the Sport Report for Monday, June 3rd, 2019.
For now, I'm Chandler.
Thanks for tuning into the Sport Report today. We'll be back tomorrow with the latest in sports. Do you want to contact Chandler Sports or members of the Sport Report team? Visit sportreportcws.com. This podcast is copyrighted by the Sport Report for viewers to understand sports from a news reporting basis. Any other use of this podcast, Sport Report logos, or anything associated with this podcast without the express written consent of Chandler Sports is strictly prohibited.